Top of the morning to you, everybody. It's me again, your boy, Waddles. Yesterday, the very first Minecraft 1.18 snapshot, 21W37A dropped. That snapshot had a lot of things, like big mountains, big caves. The snapshot also implemented some smaller quality of life changes, like illuminating enchanting tables. It's so nice, they're bright now. But also, there was one more change. This is a change so small that you probably missed it, but it could potentially mean something gigantic. The day that we've always definitely been waiting for, finally, is here. Yesterday. The latest snapshot came with a brand new font. In today's video, we're going to talk about that font and what it could mean for the game. Leave a like on this video to leave a like, subscribe to elevate your life, and join the notification gang today. What is font?
Font.
A receptacle in a church for the water used in baptism, typically a freestanding stone structure, or a reservoir for oil in an oil lamp. Wow, that doesn't seem quite right, but interesting. So Minecraft has a brand new font. Check this out. Here it is. This is the brand new font. The font is called ASCI Illager. Now, I broke this out into a couple different parts for you to make it easier. You see these two lines? They just disappeared. They're back. In between those two lines is the alphabet. After these lines is also the alphabet. I have a feeling, a strong suspicion, a hunch even, that this has to do with uppercase and lowercase. That's why they're duplicated. According to my analysis, up here at the top by the word numbers is numbers. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Some other symbols at the front of this thing. Honestly, I have no clue what they mean. This looks like a comma. That looks like a dash. If they're not, then they're not. Interesting. Certainly, this font has an interesting type of vibe. It definitely gives off Egyptian hieroglyph vibes. It certainly gives off Pokemon Unknown vibes. Now, I can read minds, actually. I know exactly what you're thinking right now. Waddles, what are you doing? This is some kind of weird, elaborate, played-out practical joke. A font now? Really? A font? That's your new meme? No. Well, you're wrong, actually. If you dive into the files of the latest snapshot, look inside of the font area, this is it right here. That's the file. It's inside of the snapshot. To put it another way, I guess, if this font were a virus and you installed the snapshot, then the virus is actually inside of your computer right now, slowly corrupting everything, leaking all of your files to the internet, and your computer's going to shut down forever. You'll be banned from it. It's not going to be good at all. It's in your computer already. So this font, the Illager font, this is actually a Minecraft Dungeons font. This font was used in Dungeons for Illager things. That would make sense, like the name says. Subtle Pokemon vibes, hieroglyph vibes for sure. It also kind of has enchanting table vibes. Like, look at the enchanting table font right here. It's different, for sure, but it's similar. That's kind of interesting. I believe, to my knowledge, before the addition of the new font yesterday, previously, Minecraft basically had two fonts. By default, you had the default font and the enchanting table font. Now there are three. This font must mean something, right? That's exactly what we're going to talk about next. This next part of the video is entire theoretics. Nothing is confirmed. Theoretics, theory, an idea. So when planning this video yesterday after the snapshot dropped, I came up with 3 ideas, and actually, my wife came up with 1 idea. So big shout out to my wife, almost as many ideas as me. That's all right. What could the new Illager font mean? Does it hint at something, or does it not? I mean, after all, the developers surely wouldn't take the time to add a font to the game if they didn't plan a use for it, right? Theory number 1 has to do with a sad feature. Warning, emotional. Sometimes I wish I could go back in time. If I could go back in time to any specific moment, it would be 1 year ago, almost, exactly. Minecraft Live 2020. Better times, 2020. At Minecraft Live 2020, a super interesting feature was revealed that was later unfortunately postponed. Archaeology. I think this brand new font could potentially tie into archaeology, like, pretty much perfectly. I mean, back to the vibes, hieroglyphs, for sure, ruins, absolutely, an ancient font. In the future, whenever these archaeological excavations are added to the game, basically you find them, you use a brush like is being shown off right now, and you find pieces of a pot. You find pieces of a pot, you piece the pot together, and it tells a story. Archaeology was originally planned to be in Minecraft 1.17, the Caves and Cliffs update, but then the update was split into 1.17 and 1.18, and archaeology was put on hold. It was put on hold, not cancelled, which means that at some point, archaeology should be coming to the game. Imagine going to an archaeological excavation site and not only finding shards of a pot, but also pieces of a tablet. This tablet has that new Illager font on it, and maybe it has a message. Maybe that message leads you somewhere. Maybe that message just says Pog. I don't know. The implementation of a new font to this game that looks ancient, has hieroglyph vibes, would fit perfectly into an archaeology update. Maybe by the time the archaeology system makes it into the game, because the developers have had more time to work on it, think about it, develop it, everything like that, it gets its own entire focused update. And inside of that new and expanded archaeology update, Illager tablets. with that Illager font that says something. That could be cool. So remember how I traveled back in time for the last one? Well, actually, we're still back in time. Minecraft Live 2020. At Minecraft Live 2020, the cave update was revealed. The Warden was revealed. Now, when the Warden was revealed, there was an interesting room, structure, strange thing under the ground. Now, it's not clear if this thing is actually going to make it into the update or not, but if it is, I think it's the perfect opportunity for this font to be incorporated somehow. This is the room right here. It's like a Warden's den or Warden office or Warden room. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's a room. How could the Illager font tie into this room, you say? Well, think back to that last idea. Some kind of Illager tablet, or maybe even an Illager book with a message written in this font. You sneak past the Warden, make it inside of the room, and then you find a fully written and signed book with a message. This message is written entirely in that new Illager font. Depending on what the message actually says, maybe it includes some of the new numbers too. The numbers are also kind of a code. It would be pretty fair to say that a big part of Minecraft 1.18 is exploration. Brand new caves, entirely new world terrain generation. Yeah, everything's going to look completely different, and the developers are going to want you to explore it, take in the new beauty, the new terrain. It's going to be pretty cool. What additional feature into the update would be better than a book that makes you explore the world? Inside of that book, there's a code written in that new font that leads you somewhere. Maybe it's new loot, maybe it's just a location of a structure like an outpost. I don't know. The idea here is pretty simple though. A tablet or a book with a new font. It's basically in a secret code. You have to decipher the code somehow and explore the world and go to the point. Maybe it has coordinates written in those new numbers that are basically a secret code. Or maybe instead of tying into a structure and new loot, it's literally just a message that says something about pillagers, gives a little bit of information on the Warden, really anything. Now why in the world would the Warden have a book written in an Illager font? I have no clue. Maybe the Illagers were trying to investigate the Warden or something. They got down to a room, set up a base camp, and then something bad happened. They were too noisy. I mean, after all, think about it a little bit. If the Warden is going to have that room in the deep dark that it's guarding, basically, does the Warden actually build that room, or did somebody else? Yeah, there are already a lot of lore implications here, so I don't think the logistics behind an Illager font, book, tablet, thing, whatever you want to call it, are too important. I just don't think they would matter that much. Update all about exploring with brand new world, top and bottom, brand new item that makes you explore the update. It seems like it would fit in perfectly. So when I was planning this video, to get a couple out of the box ideas, I asked my wife about it. She does not play Minecraft at all. I've tried. She doesn't play. I told her that in the new snapshot, the devs low-key added a brand new font and didn't say anything about it. What could it mean? She had a really interesting idea. Her idea had to do with the outpost, the home of the pillagers. Now, considering the fact that this is a brand new font and this font is basically a secret code, a lot of the ideas tie into exploration and having to find new things. You decipher the code, you find something new. Think about the outpost for a second. The outpost is indeed a structure. It does exist in the game. What about the outpost loot? So the outpost loot, for the longest time, has admittedly not been very good. Maybe the devs have something tricky, something super sneaky up their sleeve, to actually improve the outpost loot. I mean, look at this stuff. I mean, I guess it's cool. A bottle of enchanting. Curse. Yeah. Very cool. Think about how much more cool it would be to go to an outpost, look inside of the loot chest at the top of the thing, and find something in some kind of strange, mysterious font. Just like my last idea, let's say this new font is used inside of a book. We go into the outpost, climb our way all the way to the top, find the book inside of the loot chest. We open the book, and it's a secret code. Right here, it's written in the normal font. Imagine this in Illager font. You can't read it. It says go to XYZ coordinate for treasure. But maybe this time, to spice it up a little bit more, instead of a book, it's a map. The map has that Illager font on it with coordinates. You go to those coordinates and still treasure. I mean, if you consider it, what would be more Illager than having a secret map that actually leads you to treasure in the world? Yeah, that definitely seems like something that would be in the Illager's playbook. If the Illagers could trust, I don't imagine they would trust very much, so they would definitely hide treasures somewhere in the world and then write it down in some kind of secret code, their own language, so the villagers could never find it, so the player could never find it. I mean, after all, villagers are pretty greedy. Completely sidetracked here. Look at this beautiful terrain. Look at that huge mountain. That's so cool. That has nothing to do with this idea, but it's very cool. So big shout out to my wife for that idea. That was nice. Idea number 4. Admittedly, I think this idea is the most reach of an idea in the world, basically, but it's an interesting concept. Before we jump into the idea, though, 2 things. Remember to leave a like on the video. And also look at these parrots. These parrots legitimately just spawned here, like inside of the village, and there's no jungle near. Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of close, but how are there parrots here? Like, that's kind of strange. Right? So anyways, villagers. Villagers are practically the biggest brained, greedy things in the game. They have a whole society basically set up with jobs and everything like that. Maybe the devs are planning on eventually improving the pillagers and making them a little bit smarter. Now, how does this font play into everything? Are they actually going to like text each other in game? Maybe the iPhone update? I mean, no way, like not a chance at all. How would the font play into this pillager update to improve the pillagers and make them smarter, kind of like the villagers? I'm not too sure. Maybe it's written books, maybe it's maps, maybe it's codes or something. But it could be interesting. Honestly, if any of you make data packs or mods, I would love to see your take on this idea. Like, take the font, take the idea of improving the pillagers and expand on it, like, way further than I can. Aside from maps, books, maybe some coded enchantments the pillagers have, maybe a little bit of text on sign. I have no clue how it could be done, but it would definitely make the Illagers smarter. The addition of an entirely new font that is definitely a secret code of some sort into the game, the implications here are actually kind of gigantic. Imagine finding a map with a secret code, the coordinates are written in that font, and that map leads you to the Woodland Mansion. Goodbye cartographer villager, it sells a map for something else, maybe an entirely new structure that gets added to the game. Honestly, the implications are potentially huge. Or they literally mean nothing at all, they just put the font inside the game for basically no reason, and we're all wrong. What do you think though? Do you think the addition of this new Illager font in 21W37A means anything? Or do you think it was literally just put there? Let me know down below. Patron gang, Michael A. Tanner B, Faithful Grimoire, thank you so much for the support, and also, thank you to Azuma Void. I wouldn't have known about this change without Azuma's amazing snapshot video. If you haven't heard of Azuma, he's great. OG Minecrafter, I believe the founder of Great Britain too. Pretty crazy stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you haven't left a like yet, definitely make sure you do that so a sleep demon doesn't get you tonight. Subscribe for a new video every single day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.